Hello everyone, welcome back to a video on the channel where today I want to talk to you about these plants. These are kind of semi-new plants. You don't know them yet. They've existed in my life for a while now. These are very special plants. You can see most of them are already pretty large and they look a little weathered. And the reason for that is that through contacts and so on, I had the opportunity to purchase plants from a collector who was giving up their collection due to age reasons. And so obviously if you can get plants that are already mature for a very low price, you're gonna go for it. From the get-go, I knew that these plants would be not in their best shape, dried out, full of scale, and just, stressed. But nevertheless, I figured maybe there are some little jewels in between there, and so I went for it. Most of these plants, as you can probably tell, and as you can probably expect, are Cattleya species. Some of them actually don't know what they are not labeled. There are quite a few Walkerianas, and yeah, so I just want to show them, and then kind of once we've gone through them, we can, have a look what needs to be repotted and how we can go on. So yeah, let's have a look. Okay, first up, here we have several Cattleya maxima on a mount. So these ones are so well rooted onto these mounts. I feel like it would be a shame to pluck them off. And so I'd rather keep them on there and just figure out on how to maintain them over the winter. Mounted plants usually don't do super well for me. I always try to keep them in pots. But for these ones, you can see maybe this isn't the best example. But this one is. You can see all of these roots on the little board. I would just kill this plant if I tried to pull it off this mount. So I'd much rather keep them on here, and then maybe as this one in particular crawls off this mount, maybe I can have a front division that then kind of goes into a pot. You can see there's a sheath. I don't think there is any, hope for a flower this season, but for sure next year we'll be very, very excited to see what this plant is doing. Cattleya maxima is a really great plant. I have several color forms of it. These ones just come with the label Cattleya maxima. I don't think there's any mention of a color form for these ones. So let's have a look. This one also, Cattleya maxima. However, this one I saw, you can see there is something happening that looks a little bit like it might be a flower bud. So let's see, very exciting. And here these are two unlabeled plants. They do look like a Harpophylla or something ridiculous to me though, so once we get them to bloom, we'll see what they are, if they survive that. You never know. And I guess I would also lump this plant in here as well. Not sure what it is. Came unlabeled, but let's see what becomes of it. So 3 kind of mysterious, potentially ridiculous, maybe Harpophylla-like plants. And this one is Cattleya forbesii gelber Schlund, so I guess it's the flava variant of Cattleya forbesii. It's a bifoliate Cattleya. I have one already at Tipo, I guess. And this one has a really nice new growth. It's not super well rooted. I feel like once this new growth starts to put out roots, this one is probably gonna move into a pot. And here we have a very nice and mature Cattleya Schrödere in a pot that's basically falling apart. But yeah, there's a new growth, and I hope I can just pot this up ASAP because, oof, death. Death, death, death. And here we have, I think this is the Schomburgia undulata, right? Yes, which looks very dead, but yeah, there's a new growth coming, and we all know new growth, new me. Then we have another unlabeled one, but I'm pretty sure this is an Anceps, Laelia Anceps. This one has already been potted up by my partner. I might rearrange that a little bit. Sorry about that. But yeah, I feel like maybe a different potting situation would be appreciated by this plant. But thanks a lot for potting it up already. Chinois main. Yes, next up, this is a plant that actually I'm very excited about because Fernanda da Cimento, Orchids and Succulents, has this same color form, Laelia purpurata semi-alba, with a beautiful new growth. And usually once these mature, they put out new roots, so this is also going to be repotted. You can see it's a bit floppy. Next up, another kind of mystery plant. This is, I don't know, I guess an encyclia maybe? That is definitely gonna come off the mount because it's not really sitting on here really well. These roots, I'm not sure if those are alive actually. I hope that this is gonna be strong enough to put out a new growth and new roots. And then at some point, once it flowers, we might be able to ID it. Very new to me to have kind of mysterious, unclear plants. Then, yes, this one. I think this was the Lidomaniana, right? Yes, Cattleya Lidomaniana. I still have a rubra from last year's import from Bella Vista. They're still not growing anything, so, or like it's growing a new pseudobulb but no roots, and I'm like, sure, just go for it. Lidomaniana is a really nice plant. Actually, one of the members of the Orchid Society has one that she's grown for 50 years. Amazing. So I hope one day I can say the same thing about this plant. But you can see, ooh, very, very unstable in the pot, so I hope we can get at least this one to root, but there's a lot of energy stored in this plant, so it should be good. Then next up we have this plant, which came unlabeled, but I'm pretty sure this should be another purpurata, just based on the shape of the pseudobulbs, right? Like all this kind of club-shaped, slightly, I don't know, flattened. Yeah, this one, you can really appreciate the scale damage. However, it's a mature plant. This has also flowered before, right? We can see this here. Let's see, the new pseudobulb is a bit weak, but yeah, I think we can salvage this. We should be able to anyways. Then here in the corner we have another putative Anceps, Laelia Anceps. Not sure. Also, this was potted. Oh no, I'm completely ruining it. This one was also potted up by my partner. And yeah, let's see. I hope, I don't know, I feel like Anceps are not doing super well for me because my balcony is very warm, or was very warm this summer, like 40 degrees on the hot days. I feel like Anceps maybe doesn't love the heat as much. And speaking of not liking heat, Sophronides manticari, I think, right? It says manticara, but I think it's manticari. Probably not gonna keep this plant. Sophronides don't do well for me. This is probably gonna go to people in the Orchid Society. Then here we have two Ingracums. This is Ingracum Elysiae and this is Ingracum vigori. Well, not sure if I agree with that. This plant is very not vigorous, but you know, maybe we can make it come back with a little bit of necromancy. And then, yeah, these are the Walkerianas. One of them lost a leaf due to scale damage earlier, but yeah. Then we have the Walkerianas. This one I have already potted up. I think I'm gonna try to do a better job with it and put it into a bigger pot. You can really see the scale and sun damage on this plant. It's a bit fried, but we have several new leaves coming, right? There's a new growth here, over there, and here, so I think this is gonna be very happy. And wait, let me look for it. I thought I saw, yeah, this one is probably a previous flower spike, so this should be very nice plant. Again, this was mounted and I just kind of broke off all the excess pieces of the cork it was on, or still is, I guess, and just plopped it into this pot. This is gonna go into a bigger one though. Another one that I have already potted up, Walkeriana, covered in scale. The scale is coming back again on these plants, so they're going to be treated with a systemic again. This one came with the tag Cerulean, so let's see if that is the truth. Very shriveled, but as this pseudobulb matures, new roots should be coming. This is usually how the Walkerianas grow in my hand. Once the bulbs mature, the roots come, so yay. Then this one. Oof! This is also a Cattleya Walkeriana, and I feel like this one is a bit of a sad one because I can not see any sign of, you know, new eyes or anything. I'm not sure if this one is actually going to make it. I have looked everywhere on this plant and I just cannot find an eye that would allow it to continue growing. So I don't know, I feel like it doesn't want to focus on anything right now, but you can see this eye is dead. There used to be one here, I guess a new growth direction, which was cut off. This eye is also dead. Yeah, kind of, I hope there might be one on this end, but I don't know. So this one is probably not gonna make it. However, we have this one with a beautiful new pseudobulb. Oh, look at this, gorgeous. That is probably gonna make it. There is a swelling eye in here somewhere. I thought I saw one. Anyways, so that is definitely gonna make it. And then we have this one with a new growth here in the back, actually. So again, I think the eyes here on the front were damaged, but we have a new pseudobulb here, and this should actually be putting out new roots anytime now. So yeah, then this one is also gonna make it. So yeah, this is kind of the overview over them. And yeah, now let's have a look how we can salvage what we found here. Okay, unfortunately, Aquagenera Europe, previously known as Orchid, does not sell my favorite bark anymore. They had different grades and sizes and so on, but I really liked the flat bark chips. They were kind of thin and would be very fluffy and airy, but still retain a little bit of humidity, and they were just perfect for the way I grow my Cattleyas. However, apparently their supplier went out of business, so you know, now I'm stuck with this kind of bark. It's a bit more chunky than what I would like to use. I got this one from Curlin, Orchid, so let's see. But anyways, I came to the conclusion I want to put this Walkriana into this pot here. Actually, I don't know if I mentioned this in the B-roll footage, but this one came without a tag, but I'm pretty sure it's a Walkriana. Maybe it's a hybrid, but I don't think there were many Cattleya hybrids. There should be a species. Yeah, let's see. Could be, maybe it's not a pure Walkriana, but just I identified it as one, so yeah, let's see. Okay, there you go. First one done. Okay, this one isn't even too bad. We do have some viable roots, but this media is just completely rotten. Awful. Poor bebe. Let's see. This has actually bloomed, I think, on every previous growth. I don't think it will on this one, though. Like, I wouldn't. But you know, who am I to tell this plant what to do? Gonna put it into a pot like this. It's a bit large for the roots right now, but you know, dress for the job you want, not the one you have, I guess, or whatever people say. I guess I could rinse off these roots, but I'm not going to. This one wants to stay on, so it's gonna stay on. Okay. Okay, this is not gonna be stable at all in this pot. Okay, off camera I added a little stake to this one to keep it a little more stable in the pot. It's still very top heavy. I hope that once the root system takes over the pot and once, you know, the growth continues in this direction, this will change. Also, at some point I might just up-pot this one, but for now, this is its home now, so let's see. Okay, next up we have the Purpurata semi-alba. I'm really hoping for the new ones to come in to support plant growth. You can see also that the last growth has actually been a little smaller than the one before, so yeah, let's hope we can get this new one to perform better. You know, we might not. I feel like Purpuratas tend to be very forgiving. Actually have one coming into bloom, very excited about that. I will show it in the update on the large Brazilian Lalias, the collection chronicle on these, and then we'll see what it's up to. It's a California Millionaria, I don't know. I'm actually not familiar with that color form at all. There are a few pictures online. The lip shape seems very odd. I got this one from Schwerter. It's supposed to be only flowering size next year, actually, so, you know, not going to complain about that. But they just write it has a very intense flower color, so, you know, let's see. Okay, there you go. This is the potted up Laelia Purpurata semi-alba. I still need the alba, and I think I still really want the really nice oculata from Bella Vista, but they don't have that anymore, I think. And then I think I have most of the color forms I've been aware of so far, so, you know. That doesn't mean that these are all the ones that are available, but you know. Okay, next up, let's try the Schomburgkia undulata. I'm not sure if this, I think Schomburgkia, the genus, doesn't exist anymore, right? Is this now Lelia undulata? Is this Myrmecophila undulata? I'm not sure. But yeah. Okay, I guess this was mounted on this tiny one and was then supposed to be mounted onto a larger cork slab. But then I was like, no, not having this. Hate it. Ew. And sorry, Gorge, that's a bit unfortunate. Oh, these are actually two plants, I think, right? Yes, these are actually two different plants. Sorry if this is triggering you how I'm pulling them apart. But, you know, this is all dead tissue, I kind of don't care. Maybe these, let's see if this part is actually going to make it. I don't see any new growth coming anywhere. Well, I'm just gonna pot it up separately maybe and then we'll see. But for sure there is a new growth on this one, so there is hope. And I'll just hook these up together, honestly, who cares? This is from De Wilg. I guess this should be a Dutch, maybe? Orchid nursery? I don't know if they exist anymore. But this plant is from them. De Wilg. Orchid Center. Sorry, my Dutch pronunciation is awful. But I don't know, as a German speaker, you never learn Dutch. Because all the Dutch speakers speak German. It's like Swiss German, which is like a language made up by children from southern Germany. I know you probably look at this and you're like, you're gonna have to repot this literally next month. But I don't know this plant and I don't want to give it too much media to, you know, kind of rot away. So I'm just kind of waiting for this new growth to give us roots and then we'll see. I think once they're there, I would just quickly pluck it out and put it elsewhere. That usually works fine. And if it doesn't work, then I'm sorry, you're just a whiny plant that, you know, I need to get rid of. Sorry. Schomburgia undulata, I think, right? I think so. Oof, this Ingracum allicei is... Oh, the media smells horrific. It's like this really intense, it's almost a spicy fragrance. Very, very intense, very weird also. But this should have been remodeled probably like 5 years ago. Media is so broken down. Oof. I mean, then again, maybe this plant wants it that way, but I kind of don't believe that. I think, do I want to put it just right back? Nah, maybe I'm gonna give it a slightly bigger pot. Yeah, right. Okay, Ingracum allicei, right? Yes. Then let's have a look at the Ingracum vigeri. Same state of media, but much less on the root front. Not sure if this is gonna make it, to be honest. Oh yeah, these roots are really shit. Normally I like to wait for new roots to come before I repot, but for this plant, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to produce new roots anytime soon. But yeah, I feel like this is gonna die very soon. I'm probably gonna add a little bit more fine bark on top. I don't know, my intuition tells me this wants a little more hydration. I'm just gonna give it a little more. I have not looked into the culture requirements for any of these plants realistically. I mean, most of them I kind of know, but this one in particular, I don't know, the finer roots, slightly finer roots make me think maybe this wants a little more hydration. So I'm just gonna leave you know, some gaps here that will be filled with finer bark. Completely ruined this putative Laelia anceps. Yeah, and hopefully I can guide it into this direction, probably not. You know, so maybe I should just put it in here already like this. So we can kind of maximize the pot. It has bloomed before, so I'm not sure if this is actually an anceps. Because aren't they supposed to be larger? I mean, the ones I have are. But yeah, let's see. Yay! Okay, then this one is another unlabeled one, but I think it's a purpurata. Oof, that root system is so nice. Oh! It smells a little broken down though. In principle, I'm expecting this one to root very soon. So I guess I could get away with just being brutal. Oh, I really don't feel like doing a super intense repot with this one. I'm not super patient. Haven't had dinner yet. It's very tempting to just put this one into a larger pot and be like, there you go, move on. The media smells very awful. Let me know what you think this plant is in the comments below. I think it should be a purpurata. It looks like it has flowered before. So, you know, I guess we should be able to ID it just based on that. I just hope it's not gonna be an awful hybrid. I'm so glad I'm up to date on my tetanus shots, because this media is filthy. Anyways, this enough is enough. I think, right? I do want to give it a little more space than that. Well, this doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Also, not really. Really? Ugh. Like, just a little larger, but I feel like this next size up is already the more... I'll have to get a different pot. Okay, let's have a look. This one should be better, maybe? Even that, I don't... Yeah, maybe this one? This one, right? This one is a good one. Okay, there you go. Next up, let's have a look at the Cattleya Schrödere. Ooh, this is also extremely broken down media. Still, there are okay roots in here. There's also a new growth coming. Don't know the rooting pattern for Cattleya Schrödere. I have one, a smaller one than this one, obviously. Or younger, I guess, is the more accurate term. I forget when it roots, right? Because I feel like every one of these Cattleya species has its own kind of growth seasons, growth pattern, but then also the roots. Some produce roots first and then the growth, which clearly this one did not. But for some, you know, the roots come out as the growth matures. For some, they come out once the growth is fully there. For some, they wait a few months and then they put their new roots out. So yeah, interested to see what this one does. I feel like, yeah, this back is all kind of squishy and dead. I guess normal people would just cut them off. Not gonna pretend I'm normal. This one is okay, I think. Okay, this pot, I feel like this pot feels better. It has, you know, just enough space for the roots right now, and I prefer the pots to be a little smaller. There you go. Cattleya Schrödere. Maybe we can get this one to bloom in spring. Probably not, but you know, there's always hope. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna repot the Sophronides. This is gonna be a gift, and whoever gets it can repot it themselves. Presumably they'll be much more knowledgeable about how to do it anyways, so you know. Okay, just took this Laelia Anceps, which I think it is anyways, completely off the mount, and I'm just gonna plonk it in here now. Yeah, I think I already mentioned it. Anceps is, I don't know, they really do not like the higher temperatures, I feel. Or maybe I'm not watering them enough? Or maybe I should have them mounted and they just don't like the pot. But I had them blooming once, but I was not able to rebloom them afterwards. And they've just been sitting around like, so I don't know. Hopefully I can manage to get them into a better mood. But yeah, this is this one. If you don't think it's an Anceps, let me know what you think it is. Okay, then finally we have these three putative Rapiculus Laelias. Oh my god, this one. Does this even have roots? I don't know. It's actually two plants, maybe it used to be one. Of unknown identity, but yeah, this doesn't have any roots. For sure this is gonna go into a smaller pot like this, but also the media. It's like this coconut stuff. Hate it. But there are new growths coming, so there's always hope for new roots. This goes in here. To have some. This one, oh my god, this is basically the same, but there are new growths. Oh wow, this is a one pseudobulb division. Magical. Let's see, none of these roots are actually viable. Maybe this one. This, not so much. And here, yeah, there are new root tips, but I think they hated the media, so hopefully I can make these reactivate. Honestly, even I think this pot is a little bit too large. I think I'm gonna get them into these tiny pots, but with smaller bark. I'm just gonna put them into smaller bark off camera, but honestly, like these small pots should be fine for now. I know Rapiculus Laelias, which I think they are. Let me know if you recognize them just based on what they look like. Let me know. But they like to be squished in their pot a bit. So I'd rather keep them a little tighter, especially if they don't have roots. You know, if you have a ton of media around them, it's just gonna make them rot. Maybe here the base is still okay. No. Yeah, so I'd rather keep them in these very tiny pots and hope for the best. And then last but not least, we have this one. I think this should be a Harpophila or something along those lines. We do have new roots coming, so that is beautiful, at least on this part. And these might be okay still, not sure, but I feel like if I'm unsure, I'd rather keep them on. Let's have a look. No, it's not. Oh wait, I still have the potential encyclia that needs to be potted up. But yeah. Anyway, so these, I'll just keep them together again. And I'll go in here, right? If I arrange them. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for them to be in. And they'll get finer bark off camera, because I don't know, my intuition says they would prefer finer bark. I feel like this very coarse bark is, especially for plants that are just regrowing their entire root system, I feel like it's it's too dry. And by it's too dry, I mean I don't feel like watering them so much. Okay, maybe. Actually, some of these roots are so good. But hey, look, it's already almost off. And all of the roots that it's connected with are probably just some shitty back bulb roots. This feels like, you know, when you were getting your like permanent adult teeth and the children teeth were kind of starting to wiggle and you just couldn't stop fiddling around with them. This feels exactly like that. I'm gonna take off these back parts. They're dead anyways. Again, if you have any idea what this could be, let me know in the comments. Very curious. I think I want to give this one also slightly finer bark. No, we don't have that many roots left. It feels a bit dry. I think I'm going to give it a little bit of this bark and then on top it's going to get a little finer bark, maybe a little bit of moss as well. I've been trying to find some synthetic to replace the sphagnum moss. Couldn't find any though. At least not readily available, so... Ah no, wait! This is the lower parts are actually much finer than the rest, so I think this should be okay, at least for this plant. Like for these putative Repiculus Lalias, I wanna give them a little bit of a even finer grade, just for now anyways. But yeah, so for all of the no ID plants, if you can recognize them, let me know. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. See you later, boom. Okay, I guess before we completely go, let's have a quick look at the plants again. These are all the plants we have potted up today. And there you can see, this is the bark I was talking about, Orchid bark size 2. This is all I have left of it, basically nothing. I have no idea how to continue my orchid collection without this bark. It's just perfect. Because it has like these different size bark chips. It's thin, it's water repellent, yet not. It's just so good. I don't care what anyone else uses. This is the best bark for my plants and how I grow them. And it's just basically gone. I will never have it again, and now probably every single one of my plants is gonna die. Like, I don't want to be dramatic here, which, you know, I'm never dramatic. It's just not who I am. But thanks a lot, pandemic, for killing this beautiful supplier. But, you know, enough. It's fine. This is fine. We're fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, these are the plants. Let me know what you think. And thanks a lot for watching. See you later. Boom. Wait. This is actually from Luca. This is from a different haul. This doesn't belong here. Oops. It's not focusing, is it? Hello? Focus? Or is it dirty? Let's have a look. You probably can't see a thing of what I'm doing either. Filming these potting up videos is just so difficult. Okay, I think I like this pot. No.